Hello and welcome to this week's Aiding Your Game. Before we start in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and help us grow. As a reminder, in January we're having a subscription drive. Please help us hit our goal of 25 subscribers by the end of January. In this week's episode, we're going to be talking about saying no, or maybe even not saying anything at all. I scour the internet to look for current conversations that are impactful to the gaming community. I look for ideas that, whether it's a new GM or an experienced GM, seeking answers to questions on, and try to open that up to the broader community. One of the questions I saw being asked this week was when players continue to ask for more from their GM. The set scenario was that the GM didn't have a whole lot of time to prepare, so they had to improv a lot of the session material. As they completed the encounters, the players were asking for what else was available for loot and around. Now, the GM, off the cuff and improving, as we all do many times, started to answer those questions quickly and kind of got themselves in a jam because they just weren't as prepared. And more importantly, they didn't want to just say no. There are times where players are looking for more information, and whether it's more treasure and loot or more direction from the GM in the encounters that they're participating in. There are times where you can just simply say no. After the encounter, you've divvied up the loot that they found. You don't have to have anything that leads into another encounter, or hints, or powerful items, or anything more. Could be that the encounter was not at a location where any hoards would have been stored, or they would have brought any of their more valuable possessions. It's okay to leave out massive items and rewards for encounters. In fact, I believe that could be a better story hook. If the players are asking, what do I find on the body, or is there additional loot, are there secret doors, are there passages, are there any clues or hints, you can simply say, no, there aren't. One word of caution on this is make sure you're jotting down some of the questions they're asking, because you can use these further in the game and further in the story to create new plot hooks and tie things back to previous sessions. This is a fantastic way to reward your characters with their initial thoughts of, I knew they were hiding something else, or I knew there was more to it than that. By identifying times when it's okay just to say no or not provide more, even when your players are asking for it, we're not negating player agency or opportunity for storytelling. In fact, oftentimes we're creating more. As long as we're not creating plot holes or noting down the plot holes so we can fill them later on, there are plenty of times where you can manage through a session and the players will want more, and it's just not available at that time. If you ever find yourself in this type of situation, which I know I have, one thing you can do is remind your players of something that can happen at a different time. Well, this villain may have known records in the capital. Perhaps you could seek out more information there. Don't be afraid to dangle a carrot in front of them to continue the progression of the story, the characters moving, without actually railroading them per se, but giving them something tangible that they can then search out in the future. And more importantly, buy yourself time to answer questions, or provide locations, or even answer the question of why there was no additional loot. By not having to heavy-handedly answer items right away or provide more and more and more, you maintain the overall story arc. You can tie into your characters' backstories more, as well as your game world's stories and lore more. This allows you more creativity and more ways to have better immersion, better storytelling, better plot hooks, and more importantly, better control at your gaming table. Arguably, a lot of this could be solved at a session 0 when you talk about it's a grittier campaign or it's not as high magic, there aren't as many opportunities for treasure and magic items. However, as time progresses, a lot of times it's easy to forget some of those early discussions, and especially for many of us to go back to expecting more video game style plays and treasure dumps and experience dumps than what we get in a traditional role-playing game. So, if you find yourself in this type of situation, stay calm, take notes, and don't be afraid to kick the can down the road and address it at a later time when you're able to better delve into a little bit more of preparation, find ways to tie it into character, NPC, or story backgrounds, and find out how the lack of information, loot, or experience benefits the characters in their own story as they're interacting with your game world. While you're refereeing the game system and generally providing the majority of the story content, encounters, and plot hooks and elements, remember, you are not omnipresent, and you can't overburden yourself with things that you'll have to chase later down. Keep it manageable. Don't hesitate to let your players know that you did not prepare anything beyond that point. If they're forgiving and open for good conversation, they'll understand because life happens for all of us. Instead, find ways to utilize any of those shortfalls to build a broader future. I hope this video has helped. I hope this has helped build your confidence and really show that you don't have to have information to placate characters every whim, but find opportunities to build on the stories that you're already working on, tie in character backgrounds, NPC backgrounds, and world lore into plot holes and opportunities for future plot hooks. And, of course, drive your opportunities to use any type of fumbles for future recoveries and better opportunities for more immersion in your games. Be sure to join us next week as we continue to aid your game. In the meantime, comment below and let me know a time where you had to work off the cuff and leave a plot hole. I'd be happy to provide some insight and information on how I would address it, as well as give some opportunities for others to chime in and give ideas, hints, and tips as well. Until next week, let us know, where will your adventures take you? Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed. Here's an additional video that we feel you may like, and be sure to hit the subscribe button as we continue to grow and develop. Our first milestone of 25 subscribers is going to lead to 5 of those subscribers drawn at random to receive a free t-shirt. Make sure to share and help us grow. Thank you, and be sure to comment below. Where will your adventures take you?